Comic books are filled with classic superhero and supervillain matchups. Most iconic superheroes in comics have a whole list of villains with whom they regularly do battle and must thwart whatever their evil scheme happens to be. But every superhero has an arch nemesis that stands out above the rest. Sometimes it's due to their power and threat level, and others because they inflicted some life-changing tragedy on the hero. In this list, we'll be ranking the 10 greatest matchups of superheroes and supervillains from DC and Marvel. Number 10. Wolverine vs. Sabretooth. Born in the late 19th century as James Howlett, but most commonly going by Logan, he's had the longevity to be in many professions, including a Canadian government agent, samurai, and most famously, a member of the X-Men. Most of his powers are considered relatively meager or average as mutants go. Wolverine has lived well over 100 years. However, thanks to one of his mutations, an accelerated healing factor, he still looks like a man in the prime of his life. His healing factor is substantial, but his durability is bolstered by his unbreakable, adamantium-covered skeleton. His other mutation, extendable bone claws on his hands, was also augmented by the same adamantium covering the rest of his bones. He has most recently evolved the mutation to superheat those claws by thousands of degrees in mere seconds.
You just don't know it yet.
Logan's arch-nemesis, Sabretooth, is a true beast of a man. Born Victor Creed, he too is well over 100 years old, and like Logan, possesses a healing factor mutation that keeps him young and healthy. His other mutation, beast-like feral claws and teeth, are where he derives his moniker and can be at least partially attributed to both his demeanor and his evolution into the raging mountain of bloodlust that he is today. He too has a skeleton laced with adamantium, including the claws on his hands and feet. He also possesses animal-like senses of sight, sound, and smell, making him an expert tracker. Given the blatant parallels between the two, it's no small wonder why Wolverine and Sabretooth are an intensely even matchup, both having a berserker state and having deep-seated malice towards the other. Number 9. Aquaman vs. Black Manta. King of Atlantis and a super-Atlantean and a superhuman, Arthur Curry possesses magnified traits of his parent races. Most Atlanteans can survive out of water for some time, but eventually must return to the sea. Arthur, however, can spend far longer on dry land with no ill effect. That's where the boring stuff ends, and his powers get interesting. Aside from the superhuman levels of durability, strength, and speed, he can tank energy blasts and survive extreme heat. Aquaman can also tap into ancient magical energies and resist magic attacks. His super strength is incredible, and once covered the entrance to the trench's lair by pushing a tectonic plate over it, something that weighs over 44 quintillion metric tons.
Call me Black Manta.
David Hyde, Black Manta, is the longtime foe of Aquaman, but not because he's strong enough to contend with the King of Atlantis on his own. Physically, Hyde is an above-average human male, but possesses the intelligence to combat Arthur with practical means. While Hyde has many tactical and practical skills, including aviation, gadgetry, and mechanical engineering, it's his Black Manta armor that allows him to go toe-to-toe with Aquaman. His suit possesses enhanced durability and strength, enabling him to take hits from the Atlantean. Manta also utilizes his suit's shock gauntlets to full effect against the amphibian Homo sapien and optic lasers from the suit's eyepieces, which produce beams of high energy and force. His mind and armor have earned him a place on more than one supervillain team, but if Arthur were the type to preemptively go after his enemy and catch him unaware and out of his suit, then the ensuing fight would be short-lived. Number 8. Black Panther vs. Killmonger.
Didn't life start right here on this continent? So ain't all people your people?
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda.
Chosen by the heart-shaped herb, T'Challa was selected by the Panther goddess to be the Black Panther to rule and defend his people of Wakanda. T'Challa has a genius-level intellect, and his body has been trained and gifted to hold the very peak levels of human physical abilities. More interestingly, however, are his abilities garnered through being crowned King of the Dead. He has necromancy powers that can control an entire army of undead and spirits and create energy constructs via ectoplasmic spirit energy that affect both the physical and ethereal planes of existence. He also has the ability to call upon the wisdom and experience of all previous Black Panthers.
You
will destroy the world, Wakanda included.
The world took everything away from me. Everything I ever loved.
Born in Jadaka, but more commonly known by the name he changed to, Eric Killmonger is a powerful foe for Black Panther. Having been resurrected multiple times, with each one distilling in him new augmentations, Killmonger is a true force to be reckoned with. He imbibed the same heart-shaped herb, which grants the Black Panthers their substantial powers, which further enhanced his abilities to superhuman levels, putting him in many ways on par or even greater than his nemesis. In a straight-up brawl at this point, Killmonger may have the edge. However, with T'Challa's King of the Dead powers in play, the villain would still come up short. Number 7. The Flash vs. Reverse Flash.
That's the spirit. You can't stop me, Flash. And you never will.
Barry Allen was the man struck by lightning and granted superhuman speed. Imbued with the extra-dimensional energies of the Speed Force, Barry Allen is among the fastest beings in the multiverse. He can move faster than light, noting once that he could clear out the entire population of Tokyo in 30 seconds. The Speed Force grants the Flash superhuman reflexes to the point of dodging lightning, accelerated healing, and electrokinesis, allowing him to project small bolts of lightning. He has a speed mind ability that allows him to go over numerous scenarios before making a decision, and is a brilliant scientist on the Central City Police Department's forensics team.
I've controlled your life for so long, Barry. How will you get along without me?
Eobard Thawne was a genius-level scientist in the 30th century, also having studied world history extensively. The Reverse Flash is also a master in the area of temporal mechanics, having unparalleled expertise in understanding how time travel and time manipulation work. He used his scientific acumen to harness residual traces of Speed Force energy off Barry Allen's old costume to create his own negative Speed Force through which he derives his powers. As the name implies, Reverse Flash possesses powers that are a mirror image of the Flash. He can move faster than light, has the same superhuman agility, stamina, and reflexes as his positive arch-nemesis, and travel through space-time at will. Historically, the Flash and Reverse Flash battles are tight, and it's no wonder. They are in many ways mirror images of one another in both who they are and their powers. Number 6. Hulk vs. Abomination.
Any last words?
The Incredible Hulk is a dominant force in the Marvel Universe. He possesses strength that Tony Stark describes as virtually limitless. As the angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes. Bruce Banner, while transformed, also has almost infinite durability as, like his strength, it only increases as he becomes angrier. The Hulk is justifyingly considered by S.H.I.E.L.D. and other individuals to be an Omega-class threat. The wanton destruction brought from his battles can level cities, create tremors by slamming his hands and feet on the ground, and create sonic vibrations with his hand claps that have the force of hurricanes. The Hulk can also control severed limbs autonomously and is effectively immortal, being resurrected by the Green Door each time he dies. Emil Blonsky's transformation to the creature known as the Abomination was similar to Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk, but Blonsky was exposed to more concentrated levels of gamma radiation, and the change was permanent. However, unlike the Hulk, he retained his full intelligence. Like the Incredible Hulk, Abomination has incredible levels of stamina, durability, and regeneration. In addition, his strength is higher than the base levels of his enemy, the Hulk. However, unlike Banner, it does not scale further the angrier he becomes, and the not-so-jolly Green Giant can surpass him when sufficiently enraged. Number 5. Thor vs. Loki.
Why have you done this?
To prove to Father that I am a worthy son.
The Odinson is the protector of Asgard by default and Midgard by choice. Thor possesses powers both magical and superhuman. He has advanced musculature that grants him the stamina and durability to survive against even Celestials and fly at speeds of up to Mach 32 when throwing his hammer, Mjolnir. He can manipulate vast amounts of energy and the weather, calling upon the wind, rain, and lightning to decimate his foes with or without his hammer. The God of Thunder's lightning blasts can be so powerful as to destroy even secondary adamantium, also known as adamantium steel, which sacrifices some of the primary's durability.
No, I know that. The only way to ensure the safety of our borders.
Thor, it's madness.
Loki Laufeyson is a frost giant runt, Thor's adopted brother, and the god of mischief. Without magical enhancement, Loki has superhuman strength to lift 50 tons, tissue 3 times as dense as a human being, which adds to his durability as an Asgardian and frost giant, and regeneration. But Loki's true talents lay in his sorcery. His ability to control mystical energies includes telekinesis, energy blast and force shields, teleportation, and most famously, shapeshifting. Loki also has genius-level intelligence on top of being a skilled warrior in his own right. Battles between him and his brother Thor tend to be evenly matched as their differences compensate and complement each other. Number 4. Captain America vs. Red Skull.
Impressive. You got no idea.
The first Avenger is known to be a Boy Scout with a strong sense of justice and fairness. His good heart made him the perfect candidate for the Project Rebirth Super Soldier program. The serum transformed the once frail Steve Rogers into the very peak of human physicality, enabling him to be a force for good and uphold the timeless principles of freedom, equality, and justice of the American dream. The serum enhanced his body to the peak levels of human strength, speed, durability, reflexes, and stamina. Unlike many of his Avengers teammates, Steve does not possess superhuman abilities but relies on his augmented physiology, tactical mind, and natural leadership ability to lead his team to victory time and again.
All day. Oh, of course you can, of course. But unfortunately, I am on a tight schedule.
Johann Schmidt grew up with an abusive father after his mother died giving birth to him. He longed for the chance to serve a master who could show him the path to power and got his opportunity when he met Germany's Third Reich dictator Adolf Hitler, who was staying at his same hotel and took him under his wing. Red Skull eventually obtained various powers through cosmic forces, including psionic mind transference, allowing him to put himself into a cloned body. In a straight-up fight, Captain America trumps Schmidt in virtually every way, but Red Skull's mind still makes him a significant threat to Captain America. Number 3. Professor X vs. Magneto.
You know, I believe that true focus lies somewhere between rage and serenity.
Charles Xavier is a mutant, the world's most gifted telepath, and the man who formed the Mutant Force for Good team, the X-Men. He believes it is mutant kind's responsibility to live in peace with humans and formed the X-Men as a team to uphold his ideals. As an alpha-level mutant, Xavier possesses the most powerful brain in existence. Professor X's mind allows him to create telepathic illusions, link his mind with that of another, mask the preference of himself and those around him with telepathic camouflage, use mind control, generate mind blasts, use mind possession and alteration, and a host of other mental powers. Were Charles to concentrate hard enough, he could kill virtually every living being on Earth.
I want you by my side. We're brothers, you and I. All of us together, protecting each other.
The mutant, who would one day be known as Magneto, was born Max Eisenhardt, though he would most commonly go by Erich Lenscher. In his youth, he endured the atrocities of the Holocaust at Auschwitz before the fall of Nazi Germany. Magneto would form the Brotherhood of Mutants to conquer the world for Homo Superior, as he called them. An Omega-level mutant, he has control over all forms of magnetism and can manipulate any concentration of metal to various effects. Magneto can manipulate an entire planet's magnetic field, create magnetic force fields, armor, fire powerful rays and pulses of electromagnetic energy, morph metal, fly, and more. Though Xavier and Eric rarely do battle directly, the latter has an edge via his resistance to telepathic abilities augmented by his helmet. Number 2. Spider-Man vs. Green Goblin. Peter Parker is Marvel's everyman, from humble beginnings living with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, to being bit by the radioactive spider that gave him the powers he would use as the masked hero, Spider-Man. Peter has had a life filled with love, tragedy, and hardship, and highs. Peter has the proportional strength of a spider with his spider powers, which places him amongst the strongest heroes in the Marvel Universe. He can cling to virtually any surface, and has superhuman levels of strength, speed, stamina, and durability, as well as an enhanced immune system and reflexes 40 times that of an ordinary human. His most extraordinary power is arguably his spider sense, which gives him a precognitive danger sense. Norman Osborn is the brilliant mind behind Oscorp and a man with an insatiable thirst for power and control. That hunger led him to find notes for a secret, superhuman formula which he opted to use on himself. However, his son, Harry, feeling scorned by his father, swapped the chemicals and they exploded in Norman's face. He would slowly descend into insanity afterwards and become the arch-nemesis to New York City's web-slinging hero, Spider-Man, going as far as to cause the death of his girlfriend, Gwen Stacy. The Goblin formula granted Osborn superhuman strength, speed, durability, stamina, and more. He is shown to be able to match Spider-Man blow for blow. Our number 1 pick is Batman vs. Joker. Though the murder of his parents should have scarred him into becoming a killer, Bruce Wayne instead took that pain and trauma and turned it into hope for the people of Gotham and a nightmare for the criminals that infested the city. Batman has no powers, no superhuman durability, strength, or speed. He is a man in peak physical and mental human condition. In place of the superpowers many of his Justice League of America teammates are gifted with, Bruce is a master martial artist, acrobat, businessman, hacker, forensic pathologist, investigator, lockpicker, master of disguise, and numerous other skills. His senses and mind are honed to their peak, and he is a master strategist as well, having contingency plans for every member of even his own team. Joker's true name and origin are unknown, but those are irrelevant to the fact that he is a homicidal maniac with a body count well into the thousands. He is considered one of the most dangerous men on Earth and finds murder and mayhem comical. While he doesn't have any superpowers himself, he does possess unique physiology due to his submergence in a vat of chemicals and having consumed his own products over the years. He has a heightened pain tolerance, immunity to toxins, and tainted blood that had at one point caused a mosquito to choke on it. Batman and Joker are the personifications of order and chaos and naturally have been the converse of one another for years. Do you agree with our list? Be sure to comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be the first to receive new top 10 videos from Stream TV.